And welcome to the second game of Friday's doubleheader. It is the Golden Eagles versus the Voyagers. Most teams talk about being 0-0 for every single week. The Voyagers realistically have just done that. And the Golden Eagles are looking for their second win on the season as we come into this one. This time they are inside their own stadium in San Diego as we get ready to give this one away to the home team, or I'm sorry, to the away team. Highly encourage everybody to look back at my last video. I didn't commentate because I was out doing things, but did pretty good. I'm gonna start posting more and more clips of these games. Probably after this game is over is when I'll start posting those. But with that out of the way, Golden Eagles and Voyagers right here, right now. Here we go. And the Voyagers, like I said, will kick it off. And this one received at the 5. And a pretty lengthy return. They'll get it to the 32, start things off, as out comes Derek Carr, the man that led this team to a 1-0 start. We'll see what his stats are. 20 for 25, 200 yards flat, no touchdowns, and no interceptions. So it's almost like he's got a clean slate here. The only thing is, he starts off with 200. And Derek Carr is in an empty set to start. Looking to throw. Pass is incomplete. Big coverage right there by the Voyagers. Locking up the sideline. We'll see if that's a trend throughout the game. As on 2nd and 10, Carr will continue to pass, and it's thrown right behind his head. Incomplete. Results in 3rd down. Could be looking at our first 3 and out. Could also be looking at a conversion to start things off. Figuring that out right now as Parsons with his sack. The first sack of the season for Micah Parsons. It forces the 3 and out, and he comes off the edge like a steaming freight train. I mean, you take a look at this guy. This is the main guy in this Voyagers defense that is going to lead them into victory, or he's at least going to make it close. As the Voyagers go down at the 25, we take a look at another veteran quarterback in Dak Prescott. Now, when I say veteran, I mean in other leagues, but let's take a look. 20 for 30, 319 yards, and 3 touchdowns, mirroring his interceptions. So, I mean, either way, they're going to need big plays throughout this game as this pass is caught under heavy, heavy coverage by the Voyagers and their tight end, as this one is going to go right up the middle, and they got a first down, 13 yards out. And the Voyagers will have the ball now at the 42. So the first down of this game going to the team with the second drive overall, as they keep going band for band, as that's another first down for the Voyagers. This pass goes all the way to the 45, and he gets just enough separation to be able to turn it upfield, but not for long as the Golden Eagles will catch him, which sets up our first down at the 45. Dak launches one deep, and he is throwing medicine balls. Looked a little ticked at either the QB or a ref. Couldn't really tell what happened there as Dak goes into play action. Gets this one off to the halfback. And it'll be 3rd and 8. This is a huge defensive stand, or it's going to need to be for the Golden Eagles if they want to hold them scoreless. As CeeDee Lamb comes into motion here. Dak fires, pass is caught, and it's going to be another first down. Vaughn on the catch. And they'll get this one to the 28 before he runs out of bounds. So on 1st and 10, Dak. He'll look to pass. Throwing. And it's, oh boy. Yet another medicine ball there, and Mingo, the one that was the victim. So here is 2nd down and long. Prescott pass to CeeDee, and it's going to pick up 8 to the 19, which results in 3rd and 2 for the Voyagers. Dak in an empty set, looks to pass. It's caught, and that is going to be another first down for the Voyagers, as they could get on the board here first with a touchdown or even just a field goal. We don't know, but they are in the red zone and they are looking to score right here. Another empty set for Prescott. Pass is caught, and he'll get 6 yards to the 5. Sets up a Voyagers 2nd and medium, we'll call it. And Prescott fakes the handoff, fires end zone, caught, touchdown, Voyagers! CeeDee Lamb getting on the board first as the Voyagers take the lead against the Golden Eagles. What an absolutely time diminishing drive here just in the first quarter, so we can only imagine what they'll do in the 4th. Taking quite some time off the clock. 11 plays is what it took for the touchdown to happen, and the Golden Eagles will try to strike with the same mentality or maybe even stronger with 1:06 left in the first quarter. Carr throws to the check down, and it's caught. That'll be a 6-yard gain to the 32. That's Wilson Jr. So with under 40 seconds in the first, we'll see what they do. Parsons showing blitz. They're going to hand it off. Alvin Kamara for a first down. He gets 11 yards on the run. A little extra to that first down as the Golden Eagles will set up shop at the 43. And maybe one final play before first quarter ends, and it'll be a 4-yard gain. That brings us there. 7-0 Voyagers on the board first, thanks to their defense and the offensive connection between Dak and CeeDee. So here is 2nd and 6 at the 47 as we welcome you to the second quarter. Carr feels the pressure around the edge, stays calm, and this one is dropped. Would have been a first down, but the physicality on the other side handling that one. Here's 3rd and 6. Big completion needs to be made here, and it will happen. Big gain to the 25-yard line in enemy territory. Taysom Hill, welcome to the game. So Derek Carr reads this beautifully, by the way, because if he had thrown to any of those other receivers, it's either getting picked, swatted, and the worst thing that can happen there is a pick six. Instead, they pick up enough to get to the 25, and they have a first down right now. Derek Carr will sling this one to Wilson Jr. for a gain of 7 to the 18. And Derek Carr with Alvin Kamara in the backfield. Here's motion. Carr under pressure, loses the football, but regains his fumble. A strip sack for Chauncey Golston. Big, big play right there for Chauncey, as I believe that is his first strip sack in his entire career. So here is 3rd and 14 now. Carr slings the rock, end zone, almost picked off, incomplete. Amani Hooker with the deflection, and they'll have to settle for a field goal here. This one from about 41 yards out. Kick is up. It is good. And the Golden Eagles putting some points on the board to start off. As in the second quarter, that one only took about a minute. As this run, or the return rather, would get them to the 35-yard line. Here's CeeDee Lamb today. 3 targets, 3 receptions, 16 yards receiving, and that touchdown to cap off their last drive. As here is Dak. He steps up, fires, and this pass is incomplete. Fonte Turpin might have been the intended target there. As here is 2nd and 10. Dak picked off. This one has a chance to go back, and it will. Touchdown, Golden Eagles. Buenos Aires with a pick six to add to their team's history. This first season is all about making history and setting the boundaries for others to break, as Amadi gets in the end zone to prove that point even more. And the extra point is up and good. It'll be 10-7. Voyagers now trailing by 3. And Dak has some thinking to do about that last throw, as we see the return here. It's not Turpin this time. Different guy. And he'll get to the 26-yard line. Here is 1st and 10 at the 26. Dak in a motion to man out. Looks to throw. Sideline. Intercepted once again. They didn't give him enough time to think. And Kool-Aid McKinstry with his first interception in the MNFL. So a major, major part of this secondary. They drafted him in this year's draft, as Derek Carr will go 1st and 10 here at the 47-yard line. Here's a pass caught for a gain of, well, just about 10. They're going to say this one is not a first down. 2nd and inches now. Carr with an empty set. Looks to pass. And he hits his man across on a drag route. That's Alvin Kamara, the man that got it kind of started for him. We haven't seen too much of him here late in the second quarter, as Carr is squished. That's now 3 sacks for the Voyagers, and Micah Parsons with 1.5 sacks on that play. So just an insane amount of pressure on Derek Carr. Surprised his ribs aren't bruised. And, for Buenos Aires fans, thank the Lord above that didn't happen, as it'll be only a 12-yard loss. Derek Carr. Pass is, caught at the 30. Very impressive catch. Doesn't get him the first down, but we'll see if they can get it after the 2-minute warning. 10-7. Eagles looking to add to that lead with 3rd and 8. Carr slings this one. Caught! And he'll be down at the 5. Big play for the Golden Eagles. So Carr finds a man open in the middle for the first down. It's Shaw something, but I'm not going to read the last part of that last name out of fear of butchering it, as Parsons was on the coverage there to force an incompletion. 2nd and goal at the 5. Carr looks to throw. End zone caught! Touchdown! Taysom Hill! And the Golden Eagles get on the board once again. And Derek Carr adds to his throwing touchdowns. Big plays needed to be made. And Derek Carr right now is stepping up to the plate to deliver. And that will be 10 points, the difference between the Eagles and the Voyagers. Eagles obviously with the advantage here. A pick 6 and Derek Carr's touchdown right there. Derek Carr connecting with Taysom Hill puts him at the 10-point deficit here, and the Voyagers will put Dak back out there. And I have to imagine if this doesn't work once again, if they get picked off on the first play, it's going to cause problems on that sideline. But we'll see what happens. 1st and 10 at the 30. Dak slings the rock. It's picked off once again. Can you believe it? Adebo with the interception. And this one is just absolutely crazy. Great defensive reads. But at some point, you got to ask yourself if the Voyagers and Dak Prescott are just giving it to him at this point. I mean, this is outrageous. It's only the second quarter, and we have about 4 picks thrown, including a pick 6, as Derek Carr gets this one out to Taysom Hill, and he'll keep it bruising and cruising for 8 yards to the 27. And I don't know what happened there, but we will get a timeout. I think the game just glitched. A little bit of a lag spike right there. 52 seconds left for Carr to add to this lead. With an empty set, Carr looks to throw. Big catch, and he'll be down at the 7-yard line. He gets out of bounds. That's Johnson on the catch. And they're getting a little chippy down there. It was separated, no fight. As Derek Carr looks to throw. He's going end zone. And they'll say he was out. Taysom Hill with what would have been the touchdown. And the second one for Derek Carr and Taysom Hill in this one. And there's another shot. And this time it will be caught. Touchdown, Taysom Hill. The Golden Eagles are now just bolstering this lead going into halftime. And you can see the toe tap right there. No need to review it, but if the booth decides that we need to review it, we will go back. And this kick will make it 24-7. The Golden Eagles on top. 4 plays, 36 yards, all it took. And honestly, if you're a Voyagers fan, you want Dak out of this game right now. I mean, this is absolutely insane. Might not even get a chance to see him right here. And no, we're still going to have to see him here. A gain or a kick return to the 43. And here is Dak under center. He's going to pass once again. This one deflected but incomplete. This secondary has just locked down Dak Prescott. And that's not something you can say on a normal occasion, as this snap under center finally finds a receiver that's not on the defensive end. It'll be 3rd and 5 now for the Voyagers. Prescott fires deep and it's caught. Touchdown, Cavante Turpin. The Voyagers get back on the board before halftime. Fans were starting to lose hope, and this might just reimburse it a little bit more. Dak Prescott redeeming himself with the Cavante Turpin touchdown throw. And we're just under 20 seconds left in this first half. And this one has been a defensive masterclass on the Eagles side so far. They finally let up a touchdown right there with just under 20 remaining, as they'll take a knee right at the G in Voyagers. As we see Derek Carr head back out there. He's been putting some pretty good drives together. This defense certainly helping him to fulfill that. And Alvin Kamara with a good rush right there. Timeout taken by the Golden Eagles. So something big planned right here. Carr airs this one out for Taysom Hill, and it's caught. They'll be at midfield. Another timeout. And I think they're looking to score right here, right now. Derek Carr in the backfield, along with Alvin Kamara, looking to throw. And this one is going to have to be let out of bounds. And this one likely going to be our last play before the second half. And here is the run that will take us into the second half of MNFL football. 24-14 at halftime. The Golden Eagles with a very, very commanding lead. As we take a look at your halftime report, and we'll see what the game shows us here. Hopefully, a score from earlier. No, we're going to see the Thunderbirds and Aviators, which I have to do. That will be coming to you on Saturday, which would be tomorrow. The Brooklyn Blues and the Memphis Shamrocks set to kick things off in Memphis. and the Dreadnoughts and the Armadillos in Mexico City. A very interesting one there as Paris travels west. As the Voyagers, they ended the second half off pretty good, but in that second quarter, they just did not seem to be getting with it here. They'll get another shot here to start off the second half. And this one starting at the 27, Dak Prescott. It has not been a good time for him. He's been on the other end of some pretty bad interceptions being thrown by this Thunderbirds team. So much so to the point where I thought at some point they're going to have to take him out. So we'll see what he does here. He's been doing better under center. He'll give this handoff to, I believe, that's Vaughn. Sorry if I'm wrong about that. And Prescott throws. This pass is caught. And it'll be 1st and 10 to the 44. Tolbert getting the first down here. And an empty set for Dak. This one is thrown and it is complete to Tolbert once again. So a rhythm going here for the Voyagers as Tolbert gets up ever so slightly taking his time, as that last play was 8 yards, bringing it to the 48. Prescott does a spin, pass is caught, and they're going to go down to the 28. That is Ferguson on the receiving end of that catch. So Dak Prescott fitting the ball in there to his tight end for a huge gain. And the Voyagers just, it has been kind of crazy. An emotional roller coaster, you might say, as Vaughn takes this one 9 yards to the 19-yard line. Here is 2nd and 1. Handoff once again to Vaughn, as it'll be, oh, I'm sorry, that's Lukey. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. Probably butchered it horribly there. As Prescott rolls out, and he'll be intercepted. Just kidding. He'll be sacked by Granderson. The first sack for the Golden Eagles all day, which is kind of crazy when you look at this score, but that is a true stat. So here on 2nd and 16, Prescott goes end zone, and this one is going to be incomplete. Great pass coverage right there for the Golden Eagles. Keep that one out of harm's way. So here is 3rd and 16. Now for Dak. He's under pressure. Throws! Incomplete! Had that one right in the breadbasket. And the Voyagers will kick their first field goal of this game. Not a very hard one, as it will go through to make this game 24-17. And the Voyagers at some point were leading this game 7-3. You kind of wonder what happened in between that time, as we've seen, let's see here, 3 consecutive first drive interceptions, which I don't even think that's happened in the NFL. So that is a pretty nuts stat line to have as a defense. But Taysom Hill has definitely been helping Derek Carr out in this game here. 3 touchdowns. Of course, one of those was a interception return for pick 6. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 29 after a short run. Carr fires. This pass is caught. That was a interesting looking play call. Don't exactly know what was happening there. And we will see this one go to 3rd and short, formerly 3rd and 3, as Alvin Kamara pushes through for the first down. And the Golden Eagles continue their drive at the 39. Here is 1st and 10. A semi-empty set here for Carr, and that pass looked like it hurt on the receiver's end right there. It'll be 2nd and 10 once again at the 39. And are we in WWE? Because I'm pretty sure that dude just got body slammed almost at midfield. Either way, holds on to the ball, and we're going into the 4th quarter. This one has been a wild ride for both teams. The Eagles hoping they can hold on to this lead. The Voyagers hoping to prove them wrong. Right here, right now, on defense. As it'll be 3rd and 6. Motion. And they'll fake the handoff. Pass is caught. And it'll be 1st and 10 down to the opposite 48. So Carr and the Golden Eagles once again converting right there to keep this long drive alive. Pretty sure this has been going on for over a minute, maybe 2 minutes. And they'll play the jet sweep as Wilson Jr. getting a yard on that play. 2nd and 9. Kamara looking to go somewhere. The Voyagers say, "Where do you think that is?" And he does not have an answer. It'll be 3rd and 10. Backed up to the 48. Carr drops back. Looks to throw. Big completion. And it's going to be a first down. As he was hit pretty hard going out of bounds right there. Chris Olave with the big catch. And take a look at this hit at the end. You can see him kind of come in the frame right there. This Voyagers defense has certainly been hard hitting, but they have not stopped the big plays from happening. But there it is, an interception. This one returnable all the way back. Touchdown, Voyagers. Deron Bland says we're going to stop this right here, right now. Steals the ball from Alvin Kamara. And he was smooth sailing from there. Over 80 yards on the interception return to put the Voyagers back in contention for this match. 24-24 your score. There has been no tie in this game since, well, the start, where it was 0-0, but this is the first time both teams have matched points, with some being scored, as this one being returned to the 30. Derek Carr coming back out. He's having a stellar game, going for He's throwing 2 yards over what he did in his first game, which, of course, they got the win. But this one is way more critical, and Alvin Kamara has been slow to get up on a few of those. I don't exactly know how much longer he's got to play here. With 6 yards to go, though, they'll give it to him once again, and Micah Parsons there to stop him. So here's 3rd and short. We'll see what they have Carr do here. He's going to pass, and it's going to be incomplete. Thrown at the back end of a lineman, and a punt will ensue, giving the Voyagers a chance at a very, very surprising comeback in this game, as this will bounce at the 5 and go clear to the back of the end zone before bouncing again. So the Voyagers will get this one at the 20. It's 1st and 10. After the touchback, Dak looking to throw, goes deep. He just dropped it. Ferguson, the intended target on that pass. The coverage was just too great for him, and he could not hold on. Looked like one of his teammates tried to tackle him right there. And, oh boy, that's going to be controversial right there, as it gives him a 1-yard loss before we hit the 2-minute warning. 24 apiece. And we'll see if the Voyagers can get something going here. Big pass, caught! CeeDee Lamb! He'll keep the dreams alive! And the Voyagers going no huddle here, probably to waste clock, as Dak Prescott throws another one for 6. And speaking of 6, a 6-second runoff coming here after that no huddle. And another 3rd down situation upcoming for the Voyagers. Dak looking to throw. Doesn't see anybody. Trying to hold out hope. And it's incomplete. I think they have to go for this one. If I'm the coach, that's what I'm telling them. I'm telling them to go for it. And that's not what McCarthy says. He says punt it away and let them try. Take this game from us, as they'll go. This one will go out at the 23, they're saying, down on the field. And here is Derek Carr. This could be either a game-winning drive, or this could send us to overtime with the Voyagers defense. This pass, they're going to say it's incomplete. Blake Grupe, his kicking range is at the 37-yard line, and that's all the further they have to get to win this one. As 2nd and 10 is the play on which they'll throw for 3 yards. 3rd, 7. Under 20 seconds to go. Carr is sacked. No timeouts are wasted. And this Voyagers defense might have just sent us to overtime. Right there, and they have. 24 apiece at the end of regulation. The Eagles have not scored in the second half at all. So that is what we've looked at here. They have one of the highest scoring 3rd quarters here, as we'll look and see what the 2 team leaders have right here. It's tails, and the Golden Eagles will elect to receive this one, and the Voyagers will defect to left field. So this one starting off with the Golden Eagles wanting to cap this one off right here as this drive begins at the 27. Again, 24 apiece. Pretty sure the first one to score is not the first one to win in this one, as it'll be 1st and 10 to the 27. Carr, big pass, it's caught at the 38, and an injury on the Voyagers side. That's Golston, who recorded a strip sack earlier, if I'm not mistaken, as it'll be 1st and 10 now at the 38. Pass is caught, and it'll be 2nd and inches. Now, Shaheed with the catch, and Kamara lined up right here. And Kamara rushes forward to the 44-yard line. Alvin Kamara. We haven't seen him much, but when he comes into these drives, he is truly magnificent. As this pass is complete for 6 yards to Taysom Hill. He's been another big part of this Golden Eagles team right here, as the Eagles will have a sack on 2nd down. Parsons for the Voyagers getting the sack right there, and it'll be 3rd and 10. An empty set for Carr, and throws this one. It's intercepted. This game is in the hands of the Voyagers now. With 1:57, could we see another tie? I certainly hope not. And the Voyagers certainly don't hope that's the case as well. Inside their home stadium. Remember, this was the score the last time they were tied in this predicament. So, the motion the running back out. Pass is caught on the sideline by Kavontae Turpin. It'll be 3rd and 1. Excuse me. Allergies are really kicking my butt if you haven't been able to tell by my voice. And they'll pick up the 1st down right there with Vaughn. And it's 1st and 10 once again for the Voyagers. A possible game-winning drive right here. Reminder that this team in the second half the second quarter, threw 3 picks, in which 2 resulted in touchdowns. Of course, a pick 6 being fit in with those. 3 yards on the gain as Dak Prescott goes into an empty set. Pass is caught, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 29. A real chance to win right here for the Voyagers. Can they do it? Can they have the tie curse broken right here and their home opener? Prescott is sacked. He'll go down to the 38 with 24 seconds left. I would expect a timeout, and we'll get one. With 23 seconds left, the Voyagers within scoring range right here. They'll still decide to run yet another play on 2nd and 20. Big pass, and it's going to go out of bounds. Dak Prescott putting the blame on himself Must have seen a receiver too late, as it'll be 3rd and 20. Big things need to happen here, and it'll be incomplete. So they'll have to attempt this one from 50 plus, maybe 40 plus, and they'll ice the kicker right here. This one will put the Voyagers with a win, as long as the Eagles cannot do the same. Kick is up. It is good! The Voyagers have won! Brandon Aubrey with the game-winning field goal. And wow, what an amazing game. These Voyagers fighting hard for that victory. Really had me thinking we were going to have another tie. But that interception to close it off was incredible. And this is the biggest comeback we have seen yet. At some point in this game, yes, the Golden Eagles were down by about 4. And everybody thought that might have been the end of the world. But they end up coming back. And it soon enough developed into a 24-7 deal at some point in the second quarter. And obviously, for the Golden Eagles, 3 picks and 24 points in the second quarter doesn't win you anything if you can't score in the second half. As Dak Prescott and the Voyagers showed right there, what an amazing way to come out of that game. Derek Carr has 2 touchdowns, 232 yards, a 63.6 completion percentage rate. Dak Prescott has 2 touchdowns, 211 yards, and what we might as well call a 60% completion rate in this game. We'll take a look here just because I did see that one player did get injured as far as the Voyagers go here, as the defense. Yep, Chauncey Golston. We're hoping nothing's wrong with him coming into week 3, but this one was absolutely incredible. He had a sack that honestly could have been a huge turnaround in this game. He went out and the Voyagers said, let's do it for him. And another look at this box score. I mean, this is just amazing. Held scoreless in the first. And then a goal line stand, so to call it, by the Voyagers forces them to kick 3. They get 3 more touchdowns in that same quarter, which is where we thought it was going to be over. But then the Voyagers got back on the board, scoring 7 to make it a 14-24 game. And the third quarter was pretty uneventful, but it did put the Voyagers in a position to win this game, with another 7 being put on the board by Deron Bland with a pick 6 and the field goal at the end of overtime for the Voyagers' first win in this season. It won't be recorded as their first loss neither. Once again, they tied with the Tigers, which was a huge shock to everybody. But this one, obviously more shocking. More games to come tomorrow. Be sure to be on the lookout for those clips. And for the future listeners, or the future watchers, whatever you want to call yourselves, the viewers, right? Um, if you came to this channel, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 50 so I can start streaming these games instead of just recording them for you guys. As that's the end for me, and we'll see you later on Saturday.